Hello, everyone. Pallytime here.
Darkness, protect me.
As I came back to camp after the last episode, we saw Shadowheart saying something's wrong. I feel darkness protect me. Sorry to miss the start of that. I wasn't expecting anything to happen. I was just trying to, reinvigorate everybody. Are you hurt?
No, I'm fine. Forget it.
What is this all about?
I don't know.
Use your shared connection and enter her thoughts. We need a 10. We roll. First roll of the day, actually. A 4. Roll again, roll again, roll again. Fuck!
Stop! If I want to tell you something, I'll use my mouth. Understand? Fumble in my head again, and I'll gut you.
Oh, that won't stop me. Don't worry. I'll fumble again. Also looks like Gale has something to say. Reading a book that doesn't exist.
There you are. How did you enjoy my dear stew this evening? It's an old family recipe.
It was delicious.
Good. I tend to season it with spices from Karator, but given what's available to us, good old Rosemary had to see us through. Not that I mean to regale you with my culinary exploits. There's actually something quite different I'd like to discuss.
By all means.
We've been traveling together for a while now, and during those travels, I've been observing you. I want you to know that I like what I see. The way you got Korga to release the girl. The way you followed the protocol and brought me back to life. In short, I've grown to trust you.
The way you got Kaga to release the girl and then really poorly murdered her after. Yes, that was a time to remember. Enough flattery. Where's this going?
An exchange. I express my trust in you. Now I need you to place your trust in me. Our journey together is bound to last a while still. As such, I feel compelled to speak. I say this because there's something I desperately need. But while I'll tell you what that something is, I won't tell you why.
Didn't we already know this?
I have to ask you to agree to this before carrying on this conversation.
Isn't he going to say he has to absorb stuff? Very well, I agree.
Thank you. I see I did well to trust you. Now, to the matter at hand. You see, I have a condition. A condition different from the tadpole, but just as deadly. The only way to appease said condition is for me to take powerful magical artifacts and absorb the weave inside. It's been days since I last consumed an artifact, before we were abducted. It is time. And by that, I mean it's imperative that I find and consume powerful strands of weave at the earliest possible juncture.
Yeah, I really thought we already had this conversation. So bad things happen that could end the world if he doesn't have it. Tell me about your condition. Where are we supposed to find these artifacts?
I've already done the finding. In fact, you have one in your possession. That one right there.
The Staff of Crones or the Sword of Justice? Yeah, take the sword, my dude.
Thank you.
We got this from stopping the demon hunters. And it's gone.
Gods, it's like a draught of cool water soothing a parched throat. Welcome and wonderful. There was a lot of magic in this artifact. Can't quite remember a time I felt so peaceful inside. It's good to perceive this constant fear repressed into a quiet scare. Let's hope it will last a good long while.
I'm glad you feel better.
And I'm impressed once more by your benevolence. I say that with great sincerity. Mere days have passed since our first acquaintance, but you've gained the respect of years. As such, I do not wish to give you false hope. We are only treating the symptoms, not the cause. That said, this newfound calm I'm experiencing gives me reason to accept without prejudice a certain degree of, optimism.
Well, that's good.
Time is a precious gift. With time, we may even reach Baldur's Gate, a city rife with magic, wizards, scholars, and perhaps solutions.
In that case, I share your optimism. Here's to the journey ahead.
And here's to your company. Oh, I can picture it now. Academies, libraries, laboratories, the assembled knowledge of centuries that may just set us free. Better yet, soft beds, home-cooked meals, and all the other little luxuries this wilderness so brashly denies us. God, I'd pay a king's ransom for a hot, lavender-scented bath, minstrels serenading as I close my eyes, and let the water's warmth dissolve all woes. Plenty to look forward to.
Well, that was nice. Let's head to bed. Once again, sorry for jumping into the middle of that out of nowhere. Like I said, I was just expecting to go to sleep and then continue to explore the Underdark. Just in case you need a reminder, this T-posing Minotaur was one of the last enemies we slayed down here. I believe the other Minotaur went flying this way somewhere, although I don't know where. We have not found anything hospitable in the Underdark just yet. The reason we're down here is because we were told by the head druid to head this way and hopefully find a way through to the other side. TLDR. Just trying to make sure I explore every little nook and cranny. We've already moved through this purple mist, and we heard some voices saying it comes or something like that. Oh, there he is. We spotted this rope netting during the Minotaur fight, but we did not quite make our way up there.
What's that?
Amulet of the Unworthy, one part of the protector of the unworthy girdle. This buckle was torn off and fashioned into an amulet that has been worn by creatures of all sizes. Interesting. That looks like a mine. Indeed it is. Let's try to avoid that to the...
That might be worth it.
Can we get a prayer of healing, please? All right, we're back. That actually broke the rope. Starian just uses his new spell to appear up at the top by himself. Misty Step was given to him by an amulet, so I imagine he would be eager to use it. More rumbling here. Something is making the earth uneven. A couple wooden crates in front of him. We should just be able to move these right out of the way. But obviously we'll check if there's anything inside. A few thieves' traps. Perhaps this is a place we would like to be. We see the symbol of a white dragon. In front of a sun, eating the moon? Eating something? I don't have any, that doesn't resonate with me at all. But it's everywhere. So many gems here, too? So many gems. Oh my god, we just made so much money.
The Black Network's mark. Spies, murderers, and thieves at
Oh, the Black Network's mark. Didn't mean to turn on turn-based mode. Was just trying to loot. So we found one of their smuggling storehouses. They probably won't be too happy with us if they're still around. But my god, we got a lot of stuff. Plenty of torches in here too if we need the extra light. Let's try to make our way to the other end. Glowing gems illuminating the path. Kind of still elevated above everything else by the cliffside here. a rustic chest on the right side, and what does not appear to be a very sturdy bridge. The chest is locked. We'll do a little lock picking, and it opens right up. Crossbows and short swords inside. Could I push a chest? Damn, I mean, I can. The action works. It looks like there's not a ground here. That it's just, you know, that we're on this platform and that's the only part of the map here. I would love to be able to just shove this chest off the side just in case. I'm gonna quick save too. Just in case someone comes out and wants to fight us. How cool would it be if they go to their chest and there's nothing, like the chest is just not there? We got 40 XP for discovering something here. It looks like food supplies that are a bit old. Heavy chest on the left. A lit candle.
What's that?
What's that? I already saw the chest. Let's try to pick the lock. Whoops. Drop it. Drop it. Oh, you can lockpick it in your inventory. And it did damage? It hurt you? Oh my god. Drop item. Is that all it was for? It was just a trap? A fake chest? Unlocked. A bronze ingot. Gonna use the mushrooms to get down and the rock to get down rather than just jumping off the top there. Maybe we can actually land without going prone or taking damage. We did it. We did it. Well, the only path we have left to follow as Astarion rejoins the party. I believe from here, the only thing we found, maybe a little, this was just rock. This didn't lead anywhere. The only place left to go is to the west. Heading towards God damn it, dude. Stay in your lane. Wait, is it mad? No, it just disappeared. We see Torchstock and Timask up ahead, as well as a burning corpse of a dead Druger on the other side.
Timask and Torchstalks. Hell of a combination.
So it seems Liz knows a little bit about it.
By one, blown up by the other.
Let's start to just try to clear this out on our own. Whoa! That was a lot more of an explosion than I was expecting. Looks like there might be a little more to this than we can see because it was moving a lot of stuff. It was blowing up a lot of stuff. Looks like the path is clear. And we see potentially who planted those traps there. As they're watching from an elevated area.
You are swallowed by a chorus of turbulent music. Through one creature sings many voices, the harmony of an entire collective.
Sovereign, she has come. She is here.
The choir fades. A single melody rises above the others, brassy and commanding.
I am sovereign.
You see a vision. Your lifeless body wrapped in fungal tendrils. The Sovereign is threatening you.
State your purpose.
Focus on your parasite and connect with the Sovereign. I am a traveler seeking adventure. I've traveled far in search of healing. Seek understanding. Focus on the Sovereign's song. Let's try insight. I don't know if it'll work. Ooh, that's not that bad. Wow!
You detect a distinct quiver in every note. These creatures have experienced recent tragedy.
These tricks of mine don't frighten me. I could kill you.
Cure the rot. End it.
Oh. Well then. I was just trying to be intimidating. I didn't actually know combat was going to start. We have a barrel stock to the left, a barrel stock to the right. And they most definitely have the high ground here. All right. We will just pick one of the lowest health targets here, which is going to be the Myconid Warden. Like I said, I was... Ooh, critical miss. Thick. I was just trying to not be, like, pushed over by this new thing. You better watch who you fucking talking to. I'm Liz the Warlock. But I guess he feels pretty safe wherever the Sovereign is, so I guess that it wasn't very intimidating. We see a few foes making their way towards us, a cloud of poison being shot forward. We are going to see... Doesn't Shatter hit too? Yeah. We're gonna see Gale go for a Shatter onto the Myconid Warden and the Druger Spore Servant that's kind of moving up to them. We can see a purple mist coming off of the Servant as well. 14 damage to one and 9 to the other. We're then going to see Gale Misty Step. I was hoping I could land on that. I want to get out of this stuff that I'm in. We're going to see him... Yeah, we'll just walk to the right. If I can't get any elevation, there's no sense in using that. The Warding now shooting out another poison bubble at Gale's new location. It seems that they enjoy doing that. Let's go for a Charisma Hex on the Spore Servant to our right. We're going to focus an Eldritch Blast into his chest. That's going to deal a total of 7 damage, knocking him on his feet briefly. We then see Shadowheart move up with her axe, 9 damage to the legs of the dwarf, and he falls down. As Shadowheart became confused and just cast Bane. The body of the dwarf. It was like a trap. Killing it left a cloud of the confusion pollen stuff. Astarion moves back, pulls out his longbow, deals 5 damage to the Myconid Warden that finds itself to the left of Liz. Another little baneling dwarf making its way down towards us. Liz goes for an attack on the Myconid Warden as he tries to climb up the mushrooms to get away. We then see haste spores being placed on the ground. We might be able to see what that effect is. Haste spores. Creature has 2 bonus armor class, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and its speed is doubled. It can take 1 additional action per turn. And those are spores that should be available to anyone standing in that location. As Gale immediately moves up to the top of the room, he sees the Myconid Warden that has moved back down towards Liz, and he focuses all of his projectiles of a magic missile onto the target, his last remaining tier 2 spell. He then pulls back with a firebolt in hand, once again focusing the Warden at the base of the mushrooms. While it is damaged, it is not defeated as another gas cloud comes down, this time on Liz and on Shadowheart. If Liz can do the jump, I'm gonna try to do it. She makes it up to the haste spores, turns back down to face the Myconid Warden, and casts an Eldritch Bolt to its back, dealing 13 damage as the Warden just kind of splits in half. We are then going to look to the right at the warden at the top. 56% chance to hit. It lands, sending him flying and dealing 12 damage. I like having multiple actions. That's good. Who would have guessed? Shadowheart moves up as well. She's going to get close to a striking position, but not quite make it in. But then going to cast a healing word on Liz and a Cure Wounds 2 on herself. Remember, her weapon now does poison damage as well on her next attack. We see Astarion at the base of the hill. He's going to try for a shot on the warden at the top. Unfortunately, that arrow is going to miss, as one of the servants finds... What happened? Whatever it was, we cast the saving throw. Okay. The Druger Spore servant tried to attack Gale. He dodged it. We no longer have the hasted spores, so focusing on this guy probably wouldn't be a bad idea. However, I think the person that does that is going to have to be Shadowheart. We can help, though. We see the Myconid warden in the back that last received the Eldritch Blast from Liz. We are going to focus one magic missile on it, another magic missile on the warden just ahead of Shadowheart. They all land true, as magic missile does, but the warden in the back does fall. That's going to do it for Gale's turn. It's now Liz's turn. We could reapply our Charisma Hex onto the warden. We are then going to hit it with an Eldritch Blast. 56% chance to land. It is a critical miss. Shadowheart, never mind, she's in range of the warden. I'm just going to go in. 65% chance to miss, also a critical miss. 2 critical misses in a row. Let's add another third in as Astarion shoots his bow from the low ground. That's a miss as well. Oh, we're pacified. Pacified means it's on Shadowheart. Where did I see my deep? Oh, right there. Incapacitated. Cannot make or take reactions. Cannot make attacks or take reactions. Okay. So she's done. She can move around a little bit, but that's about it. Let's go ahead and jump up to the high ground. I'm going to use my movement to get as... Woo, that was close. Didn't mean to do that. We're going to try to use an Eldritch Blast from this angle. If it connects with the warden, it's going to send him flying down to low ground, which indeed it does. Unfortunately, fall damage isn't calculated in with our Hex, because that would have been a fucking kill, I'm just saying. We're then going to turn our attention with Gale to the same warden we just knocked down from the top. That's 4 damage landing and a burn being set in place. We're then going to try to push the little dwarf back, and we do. He should be in range of Shadowheart. What happens if we use Vampire Bite on a plant? Oh, it says invalid target. We're going to come up behind the warden. Daggers drawn as Astarion goes for a sneak attack and misses again. But he goes for an offhand strike for 7 damage to the kidney. If plants don't have kidneys, that's okay. Only one target remains here. It is the Spore Servant. Never mind. From the rafters, we have another. This one is an acrid Myconid who does some haste spores up at the top and then decides to move down to us. Very well. More coming into the party, I see. We're going to try a Ray of Frost. The Ray of Frost misses. Liz is then going to reapply reapply the Hex. And then we're going to go for Chilling Touch. Critical miss on the target. Shadowheart looks to her left, swings for 12 damage. I mean, I could push him. He might take a little fall damage. Not too much, though. Let's try to move up next to this new enemy that just came into play. And it looks like we were just spotted by some more as well as this fight continues to progress. Okay, Astarion alone by himself at the bottom. We definitely need to get him up here. Let's do a cunning action. Allow him to get a lot of movement, and he's going to be able to stand right next to Gale. Might even be able to go in for a sneak attack. Indeed, he does. 7 damage to the dwarf. 4 damage from the fire as the dwarf goes for an attack. He is going to swing at Gale once again, missing his target. 8 damage done to the Myconid as it tries to move away from Shadowheart. We now see Gale's... It fell? Oh, it fell on the ice! Nice. Gale's turn. He's going to focus a magic missile onto the servant in front of him, and then fire 2 more on the now prone enemy at the top of the hill. He's going to become confused as the little dude dies, and he's not going to get any more of his turn. More poison being shot down from the rafters. Astarion kind of low on health here. We probably need to heal him up sometime soon. Didn't I rehex? Did my concentration just get broken? That sucks. That's really unfortunate. We do see an enemy approaching from the left and an enemy from the right. I think I'm going to fire off at this guy on the left. Knocking him back into the water, maybe buying us a little bit more time. I'm going to drink a potion. He's on difficult terrain now. Use haste spores. Probably a good thing he did. That must have been some difficult terrain, my dude. Now, on the Myconid that is completely knocked flat on the ground, we are going to miss our auto attack. Oof. Astarion reaches into the bag of holding, drinks a potion, feeling good now. We're going to see him move up. Take a sneak attack ranged attack at the Myconid that was in the water before, this time landing for 12 damage. And then I'm going to move back again, hopefully avoiding some AoE. As the prone guy stands back up, he does take 2 damage from burning. Will he be able to act this turn, or was standing up his action? We'll find out pretty soon, I guess. Dude, what a cool enemy. Look at that. Oh, I love the way their spine looks. That's so cool. Okay, Gale will fire off a flame bolt. It does not land, but the area around catches fire and deals 2 damage. Liz just takes 10 damage from some spores being thrown down from the high ground. She's once again going to cast Eldritch Blast, landing for 6 damage, knocking the Myconid back into the water as she drinks another potion. He might be in the haste spores again. I don't know if he'll be able to make it up here. Looks like he was not able to. I'm going to cast a level 1 Bless on Shadowheart, Liz, and Astarion, just to help him actually land some attacks. We're also going to do a healing word on Liz, and then it's going to be my turn. Now, Astarion looks to his left, sneak attack on the low ground enemy. It lands for 7 damage. He then takes an offhand strike. Never mind, he can't. It's a little too far. Let's just spread these guys out a little bit then. Try not to get them all in an AoE. The Myconid did take some burning damage, 2 on his turn because of the fire on the ground. Seems he's still having some difficulties figuring out what to do here, though. And there is 1 more enemy up on the high ground as well that we might have to deal with as we continue to push into this area. He decided to do nothing and takes 3 damage. Let's fire off another firebolt. 2 damage there. The enemy on the high ground continuing to throw down spores, focused entirely on Liz. Liz will do a supernatural action, teleport to Shadowheart, And then fire an Eldritch Blast on Odorius Myconid. That is unfortunately going to miss. Shadowheart reaches forward with her axe and misses again. And then casts Healing Word on Liz. Astarion pulls back with his bow, 85% chance to land, and finally someone connects some damage to a fucking enemy around here. Gale probably out of range to do anything here, although he can move up, so we're gonna have him do that. Unfortunately, as he moved, he inhaled some of the gas left by that enemy, that dwarf that was possessed, and he became confused again. I've never used this. Whisper a disordinate melody to a creature. It takes 3d6 psychic damage and becomes frightened. These seem to be psychic creatures, but it looks like it worked. 3d6? This is what were all the rolls? They were bad. Lives moves up to the enemy. Shadowheart moves up with a swing, finally connecting for 7 damage and inflicting burning. An arrow from the low ground, 72% chance to land, does hit for 8. And Gale, not to be outdone, fires off a flame bolt at the enemy, landing for 2. That should have killed it. Let's swing.
Perhaps Amelie is right. I should get a mask.
Someone up top was making some noise. Let's... Oh, God. Not gonna let me short rest, huh? That guy has 62 health. And he was just friendly a second ago. Why'd that change? Alright, Eldritch Blast. Critical miss. Let's drink a potion. I'm gonna move down the hill, because I don't want to aggro any more people. Jesus, dude. Gale's hurting. He needed some spells back. He only has cantrips right now. We're at poison. Everyone's fucking dying. All right, let's move out of this. We will do a healing word on Gale, who is... Where? Oh! Great! Everyone auto-followed me! Wonderful, wonderful. Not salty at all. We'll move back, we'll potion. And... Ooh, fast travel. I think that's gonna be my turn. I still want to lure them back down if possible. Astarion is going to fire an arrow at the Lomi Myconid. It's going to land for 11 damage as he moves out of the poison. And I was gonna try to have him stealth, but that didn't work. Another Eldritch Blast at the Myconid on the high ground, and we are going to move back. Again, I want them to come down here as we drink another potion. It took a few steps towards us. Does focus Gale with that poisonous attack. Blurg, the traitor up at the top, is blurred. Blurg is blurred. I don't think you're supposed to stand on that. Oh, God, what the fuck did he just cast? It almost killed. Oh, no, and I don't have a heal. Okay, well, that's gonna be a pain, isn't it? Shadowheart runs forward. Axe in hand. I'm gonna have her sprint. All right, she's in position. Gale is going to use Magic Missile because it's guaranteed to land. Drink a potion and move out of the fire. Astarion. Oh God, what's your chance of hitting that guy? 64%, take it. 100%, dude, go. Astarion fires a shot at Blurg that does connect. I didn't see what the damage was. God, if I knock him back, he's gonna go straight to the leader. Fuck. We are going to cast an Eldritch Blast on Blurg. knocking him off of that high ground that he so coveted. And it looks like it didn't aggro anybody else. And we are not going to drink a potion. Pacified, unfortunately, being used on Shadowheart as she was right in melee range. She actually could have done some damage there. Blurg uses Misty Step by the looks of things. But where did he? He went out of combat. Did he just go invisible? With her pacified, she's not going to be able to do much. We fire off a fire bolt at the Myconid that lands, and we drink another potion. Sneak attack on it. 9 health remaining, but a miss happens. Are we good? I heard some dialogue. I don't see anyone else coming in yet. Eldritch Blast from the bottom is going to deal 12 damage. We only need a 9 for that to connect. And we're going to very quickly take a short rest. And also, Asterian's going to get his spells back. One of them back. Maybe I can... Whoa, there's a waypoint right here. Make sure we get that. Okay. Ugh! Fuck, dude! I was gonna rest right then. Okay, well, cunning action. Dash. Astarian sprints up the staircase, up to the top, to get a better vantage of what's going on.
What's it doing? It's not going to eat them, is it?
Oh. That's probably not good. Astarian does make it to the top. The spa has just reincarnated one of the bodies that was on the ground. We're going to see Gale Misty Step to the top of the rafters. That was his Tier 2 spell that he recovered. He is then going to fire off Firebolt at the resurrected enemy. Thula, someone who appears to be extremely ill, takes a swing at Gale, and it does not connect. We're going to dash with Shadowheart, get her up into position. She might... Oh man, she was really close to being able to attack there, actually. We see Astarian go for his daggers now. He moves down and behind Spa and goes for a sneak attack. Dealing 18 damage to the back, he then goes for an offhand, dealing another 6. It seems we've attracted even more attention from deeper inside of whatever this is. Their home, their city. We might be able to Eldritch Blast. It doesn't look like we're going to be able to, so I'm just going to do a sprint, try to get to the high ground. Because we did a short rest, Liz has the ability to hex yet again. I am going to hex the Pungent Myconid, who is down in vision to my right. And that's going to be Liz's turn. The newly resurrected dwarf moves through fire, taking damage, and tries to get in a better position to attack, but doesn't look like it's able to yet. As Spa moves down the hill, he tries to slash at Astarian, staying within his range the entire time, not giving him a chance at all to have an attack of opportunity. Astarian points, or excuse me, Gale points at, do it again. Gale points at the Thula, the weak Drugar in front of her. Also at the Spore Servant that was just resurrected. And at Spa. He points 3 fingers. And that's where the missiles fly. We then have Shadowheart climb up behind Spa, 9 damage to the back. Astarion stabs his daggers into the gut, dealing 17 damage, only 2 HP remaining, and he goes for an offhand strike that misses the leader, or presumed leader of these groups, of this group of enemies. We hear the combustion of that resurrected Drugar on the ground, and an Eldritch Blast is fired off to the right, knocking the enemy off of the high ground, not dealing any fall damage. You hate to see it. Brew, a named one of these creatures, has made its way over to Gale and managed to deal some damage. We're going to focus our attention on him now with a Ray of Frost. The Ray of Frost did connect, and he does have ice under his feet, and we're just going to walk Gale back away from him a little bit more. The leader has been burned as Shadowheart moves down towards our newest enemy, dealing 10 damage with her swing. He's still in ice. A critical hit, attack of opportunity. Listen here, asshole. Get the fuck over there. That's all I was trying to do. You didn't have to give him an attack of opportunity for that. Come on. A sneak attack from the high ground with Astarion is going to leave Brew with only 1 remaining HP. So that means on his turn, that burn effect that he has is going to finish him off. And we have the hexed last remaining Myconid, or soon to be last remaining Myconid, making its way back up to the high ground. Unfortunately, Liz cannot get a very good view of him, and Gale is having the same trouble. Looks like we may have found a path here. Ray of Frost hoping to slow it down. It does go prone. Shadowheart now moves up to the creature. 42% chance to land an attack. I would say so. You're like fucking 10 feet away from him. Astarion takes a shot with his bow if he can find the correct path. And indeed he can. 17 on that hit. That was a natty 20. Good job, my dude. Very nicely done. We have some potions that can go around to keep us in fighting order, although we are running low on spells. We seem to be just continuously encountering these things. So we're definitely the bad guys here. Oh my god. Wait, that was me. That was my turn-based mode. Any loot to be had? It looks like he was just resurrecting all these dead things. So we kind of interrupted that. Like I said, I wasn't trying to, you know, attack all of them. I was just like, oh, well, I'll try to intimidate this guy, and then everything will be fine. You know, nothing to worry about. He was not intimidated at all. A pacification spore sac. This is a body part of a myconid used to produce pure pacifying spores. No shit. I'll take that. Thula. Boots of speed. Feather-laced and flexible of soul, these boots have been used to round up and outrun many a foe. Gives quick heals as a bonus action. Could we put that on Astarion and have him run even faster? That would be kind of funny. I'm going to sprint this turn, and he just runs around the entire planet. Yeah, it looks like we're getting all kinds of different mushrooms that we might be able to do some crafting with, although I don't know that specific recipe. A pitcher of beer. I don't want to carry too much because the only trader that was down here, I think, pieced the fuck out. But, you know, we can still check the bodies. I believe there are more mushrooms still in this place. There was definitely something going on over here. So we're going to gather everyone back together and try to check it out. Liz is over encumbered. Let's just, What happened to my wand? Oh, shit. Whatever happened to my wand, dude? Okay. Let me try to move some weight around. That was not enough. Here, take a sword. Take a bone cap. Take a bomb. I thought this was a sword. A few of these. Should be good now, right? Okay, we're good now. We are fighting Glut. Okay. I believe we used Glut in the Sam playthrough. He was an ally to us. I liked him. Sad day, you know? Sad day. Astarion draws back his bow, does miss the gut of Glut. Ray of Frost being used by Gale. It does connect for 2 damage and puts that icy spot underneath his feet. Use jump to reach. Okay. If you say so. We will try to do a Sacred Flame on Gut, but it looks like on Glut, but it was resisted. We are going to reapply a Hex to Glut. Hit him with an Eldritch Blast. 65% chance to land. It does for 14 damage. He gets back up to his feet, makes his way back down to us, and goes prone on the ice that was just laid in front of him. The sneak attack misses again. Another Ray of Frost being used, this time on the other side. Put a little bit more ice over there. And we are going to see Shadowheart move up with a bonus action of sprinting. Come on. She decided not to attack. That's okay. Eldritch Blast is going to land again for 13 damage as Glut gets back up to his feet. This time avoiding the ice on the ground as he goes in for a 2-pronged attack versus Shadowheart. Another sneak attack being used. It lands 15 damage, finishing off the enemy. I mean, I could see why he attacked us. Don't get me wrong. Like, I get it. It makes sense. We're just kind of storming through. But I could still be sad that he attacked us. Let's go ahead. Drink a big old potion on Shadowheart. She's back to full health. We're really using up a lot of our resources here. And we find even more mushrooms that absolutely hate us. Astarion goes, oh my god, it has 60 HP. Goes for a sneak attack on the Hook Horror Spore Servant. The attack does land, and then he sneaks down into the shadows. He's gonna have vision when he comes around the corner for sure. Yeah, you just saw him. The Hook Horror thing jumped forward. We both passed the saving throw. Not quite as aggressive as the Minotaur. A spore action being used by 2 of the Myconid wardens. A critical miss happens. That was just the first action, though. Looks like a miss happened on the second one as well. Astarion pulls out his daggers and meets his foe head-on with a sneak attack. 8 damage to the chest. He then goes for an offhand strike. That misses. We are going to reapply Hex to this terrifying creature that's right next to us. Look at this thing. Oh, can I not see it in the examine? Is that a bug? Should I report that? We then are going to try... I mean, Eldritch Blast doesn't have a high chance to land. What if we did a Dissonant Whispers? 3d6 and becomes frightened. 60% chance. We did... That seems like such low damage for rolling 3d6s. Same thing happened last time. It was like crazy low. Ray of Frost being used from across the river. The frost itself missed, but the ice on the ground causes the horde to go prone, which is good because it resisted the terror from our other attack. Shadowheart's going to move out of the shit on the ground. And with the bonus poison damage, she's going to deal, what was that, 11? She has the bonus poison damage because of an amulet she has equipped. The beast then jumps away back up to Astarion at the top of the cliff, who is then getting pummeled, just punched in the dick by the guy right next to him. Haste spore is being used, giving the other Myconid another action. Astarion stands back up, turns around to face the spore horror. 6 damage. Can you vampire bite? Invalid. Okay, offhand attack. Unfortunately, misses yet again. Liz is going to step out of the poison. Then use an Eldritch Blast. Woo, critical hit. There we go. Only 7 HP remaining on the huge adversary there. We are going to see a Ray of Frost yet again. This time it does land for 6 damage, but unfortunately, Astarius, a little too close to the ice, does fall down. Astarion? I went from calling everyone that character to not remembering what his name is. Shadowheart moves up the hill, finishes off the super scary monster. However, looking around, it seems we've drawn the attention of yet another. This is a crossbow-wielding halfling? Oof! Wow, that good sound design on that punch, actually. Astarion gets up, super low on health, goes for one of our big potions. It heals him up quite nicely. He then goes in for a sneak attack, landing for 8 damage against his adversary. Gale continues to move up. We're going to do a Ray of Frost yet again. Critical miss this time. And now some kind of like deer ram thing is moving up to us. We will do a Chilling Touch onto the Warden for 4 damage and drink a potion. That's a natty 20 right to the face. But we get an attack of opportunity as he tries to run away. Shadowheart runs across this little road, goes in with an auto attack that does deal 10 damage. The crossbow from the high ground focused on Gale. Wait, did he get 2 attacks? Astarion really, really, really low here. We're gonna go for a sneak attack to the Warden. And you guessed it. Drink another potion. Gale, moving out of the poison slowly but surely, is going to focus his fire on the Warden. It misses. And the Deep Wrath moves down the hill, trying to headbutt Shadowheart, but she does resist it. We focus an Eldritch Blast on the Warden on the right. It does exactly enough damage to take the mushroom creature down. Shadowheart pushing forward again, now focusing her attacks on the Deep Wrath that's moving in from the far side of the room. She does connect with an auto attack as a crossbow bolt lands next to Gale, luckily dodging him this time. Astarion still continuing to take a beating, but inside of the haste spores now, gets an attack of opportunity, and then 2 sneak. 1 sneak. I thought you'd be able to do it twice. I guess this has a cooldown, but I could do a ranged attack, right? And both of them fucking miss. God damn it. Get up there. Go. Get up there. Not that close. Wow, that's quite the range for attack of opportunity. I didn't think that was going to land at all. A firebolt on the creature. That does miss, but the residual heat on the ground does deal 2 damage. The headbutt, once again, not connecting with Shadowheart. We have an Eldritch Blast being shot up from the ground that critically misses the beast. And there we go. Cut it down. Shadowheart moving up to the high ground to meet the dwarf halfling? Daggers drawn this time. Astarion comes in for a sneak attack. It deals 17 damage. And finally, he sees something that he can bite. He just latches on to the neck of Dareth, the Bone Cloak, and sucks 5 HP out of the body. Eldritch Blast from the side, 50% chance to land, does not connect. We move up with a firebolt. Critically miss again. But Shadowheart finishes off the target. Is there anyone else in here that wants to kill me? Now is the time. Now's the time. Anyone else, dude? I'm checking every square of this place. We just got a new home. Oh, hello. What's this? Can't reach. Doesn't show that there's a door. Oh.
That's curious.
Yeah, open it. Who cares, dude? Who's gonna stop you? Shadow? Ooh. A very rare helmet. You sense the shadows that envelop this Drow-craft cowl, eagerly awaiting to envelop you and shield you from view. No shit.
Feels like there's magic in every thread of this cowl.
Put it on, dude.
Certainly.
Very fine drow weave indeed, if you'll excuse the pun.
Okay, we look a little weird in it.
Certainly use it.
But what did it give us? Shrouded in shadow, extra action. Become invisible until you attack. You cast a spell or take another action. Wow! A drow scholar in here, where the cow was. Some backpacks. Looks like more fungus. Well, whoever these fucking things were, they're not our problem anymore. I don't take too kindly to being threatened by people I don't know. So we took them down. Like I said, perhaps I was just being naive, thinking that that would intimidate them a little bit. I mean, there wasn't an intimidate action after all. There wasn't a roll. Looks like something's going on down beneath us. Let's head back to camp. Let's rest. It's been a long day for everyone. And as this video closes in on 1 hour, I'd like to thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back. Whoa, Sam!
Wake up.
Your face aches, like your jaw's been wrenched asunder. Your tongue is lead, skull eager to burst.
Why won't you let me in? Can't you feel what's happening?
Oh, God. I'm not fighting you. It's the parasite.
You're not conscious of it, are you? Some animal part of you is thrashing about. Let me quiet the beast down.
Nausea twists your stomach. But it's hunger, not revulsion. Something inside you clamors for blood, for death. And only the tear of flesh will do. It wants him.
Surrender your urge and lash out? I want to rip you open. I can't help it. What the fuck? Lash out. Do it.
You monster. You deserve everything that's coming for you. Good night.
Holy shit. He talked really well for someone who was being choked. That's gonna do it, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We will see you again next time. Have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good evening.